This video will demonstrate how to properly install a 4-prong power cord on a Maytag dryer. Safety first, so always unplug electrical appliances before servicing them. Here's the back of the Maytag dryer. It already has a 3-prong power cord on this one, and it also has a string relief clamp on it that is not installed properly. We'll remove the string relief clamp from this cable so we can reuse it when we install the 4-prong power cable. Of course, we will show you how to properly install it at that time. First, I'm going to remove the terminal block cover plate, and I'm using a 1/4-inch power tool to remove the screws that hold the cover plate on. Once those screws are removed, just pull the cover plate away and set it aside. This will expose the inside of the dryer where the terminal block is and where the 3 wires are connected to the terminal block. There's 3 terminals, L1, L2, or the top and the bottom. Those are the hot wires. The middle is the neutral. They'll also have a grounding strap connecting the neutral to the body of the machine to prevent you from getting shocked on the body if there ever a short. We're going to go ahead and remove the string relief clamp at this time. And again, we're going to save it aside to reinstall when we do the 4-prong installation. A string relief clamp is necessary to prevent nicks and cuts on the power cable at the power cable opening from machine vibrations during use. Also, it prevents the power cable wire at the terminal block from being pulled on if someone were to pull or put strain on the power cord. So I'll go ahead and finish removing this. Just take the 2 screws out using a Phillips head screwdriver. And once those are removed, you can pull the 2 halves of the string relief clamp right off of the cable and then set them aside and save them for later use. Now we need to remove the wires from the terminal block. To do this on this model, you need a deep socket 3/8 drive, and these screws are 3/8, so we'll just go ahead and use a 3/8 socket drive to remove from each terminal. Be very careful reaching in on and grabbing the nuts off of the terminal post, because the sides of the opening are very sharp and they can cut you very easily. Also, you want to make sure you're careful not to drop any of these nuts down into the machine, or you'll have to take the machine apart to get to the nuts and get them back out to reuse. So you want to be very careful about that. Once all 3 have been removed, you can just lift up on them, pull them off the terminal post, and pull the cable right out through the opening. Take your time pulling it out so you don't jerk it against anything and cause a cut on it. We still have to remove this grounding strap if we're going to install a 4-prong power cord. Because on a 4-prong, you don't use a strap between the neutral terminal and the body to ground it. It has its own wire. There's another 3/8 nut that holds the strap onto the neutral post, so go ahead and take that nut off. And use a 5/16 to remove the green grounding screw from the body that also holds the clamp in place there. Once these are removed, you'll be able to pull the clamp right out. It's a little grounding strap actually, and here's a close-up view of what it looks like. You'll want to save that in case you ever need to go back to a 3-prong, obviously, so it stays with this machine. Next, you want to take that 3/8 nut that was holding the grounding strap on and reinstall it on the post. It will need to be there for future use of the strap if we ever go back to a 3-prong, so tighten it down snug. Here's a 4-prong power cord. It has 4 wires, a black, a green, a white, and a red. And I'm going to bend them the way I need them on the inside so it'll be easier to position them once I get them through the hole. Just feed it through the whole power cable assembly. Put the black lead on the very top post. The middle post will get the white lead, and the bottom post will get the red lead. Top is L1, middle is neutral, the bottom is L2. You want to make sure you keep these wires in proper places. That white has to go in the middle, the red and black have to go on the outer posts. Leave the green just loose for right now, we'll attach it last. I'm going to use my fingers to install this 3/8 nut on each post, just get it started. And like I said, I'm being careful not to cut myself, and I'm being very careful not to drop it down inside the machine as well. Once I get all 3 nuts started, then I can go ahead and use my ratchet and socket to go ahead and tighten them down snug. And again, I'm using a deep socket 3/8. in order to reach down on the post and screw them down tightly. Now once all three of these have been tightened up properly, I still need to install the green wire onto the body to ground the body for this machine. And I will put it in the same position that the grounding strap was on the body at, using that 5/16 green screw that we removed when we removed the grounding strap. Position the green wire to that location, and then get the 5/16 grounding screw, feed it through the eye of the lead and into the body, and tighten it down. Now that that's done, I'm going to go on to install the pieces of the strain relief clamp. And to install them properly, the tongue from each half goes next to the wire or cable and into the opening that the cable is fed through. And when you're doing these, make sure that the portion that's being clamped down on is not the bare wires or the colored wires, but the actual casing of the entire cable, the black casing. I'm going to use a channel lock pliers to hold this clamp in place and to align the holes in the clamp so I can get the screws started. It's very difficult to do it by yourself, and with as large a cable as the 4-prong power cable is, you need to kind of hold it together so that the holes will align. Just feed the screw in and get it started on one side. Use the Phillips head screwdriver to make sure it started good, but do not try to tighten it all the way down on this one side until the other side has been started as well, and then work back and forth between the two so that they tighten down evenly. If you tighten one down all the way, it'll be very difficult to start the other side. Now that it's all tightened, it's very snug. Here's a close-up view of what it looks like with the 4-prong installed properly. L1 black wire on top, neutral in the middle, which is white, and then the red L2 on the bottom post. And of course the green grounding wire went to the grounding strap location that was on the body earlier. Now I'll reinstall the terminal block cover plate, and again these are 1/4" drive screws, so just get them started, then I'll use the power tool to go ahead and tighten them in place. And that will complete the installation of a 4-prong power cord on a Maytag dryer.